All right, part two, Harley Touring bikes, Throttle By Wire issues, the diagnosis. About a month before I started having a problem, I had replaced my handlebars with internal wiring. So I kind of feared that maybe that was the problem, that over a month some wires ran up against the wires or something, something going on inside I couldn't see. But it was so terrible to run the wires through. I didn't want to go through that again, so that was going to be my last attempt. So I started with the seat. I made sure that all the wires were completely tucked and not stretched and in there properly, best as possible. I put the stock seat back on, went for a few rides, and that didn't fix it. I moved on to the throttle body behind the air cleaner. I had read online many people recommending this stuff called Deoxit. Deoxit number 5. Is that? I can't tell if that's focusing or not. It says it dissolves corrosion, improves contact, and protects surfaces. So I squirted some of that in there, gave it extra time to dry. I put in new dielectric grease, put everything all back together again, went for some rides, and again, no fixie. So I moved on to the neck. For the neck, I turned the bike on and let it idle, because I never got a code at idle. I never got a code until after, maybe I was still in the driveway, but definitely didn't happen until while it was first started and idling. So I'd turn the bike on and just wiggle, every wire that I think, might affect the connection. And if there's something wrong with the wire inside, then I'd know that I found it and I could splice out the wire, put in a new wire, and be done. Well, nothing caused it to rev, nothing caused it to do a check engine light. So I was SOL on that as well. Those are the 3 main things that you can do, because those are the 3 main places. So I took the handlebars off, I ran the wiring back out, which is actually harder than putting it in initially. Put them all back in, put everything back together, went for some rides. Again, no dice, no fix. So at this point, I didn't know what else to do. I took the bat wing off, I took the fuel tank off, took the seat off, took this cover panel off covering the wires, took the air cleaner assembly off so that I could get to the throttle body. I got my voltmeter out. I couldn't use the voltmeter on this end, so I had to. It's too small. The area is too small. So I had to order special ultra sharp, small diameter terminals. This is what I ordered from eBay. Company TKDMR 1000 volt 20 amp ultra sharp voltmeter test probes. So those are the ones, and they were small enough. They did the job for me. So I put them in here, and I put them on the other end, and check all my signals, work all the wires as I went along, to try to see if I can get anything to act up with an internal wire breakage. And again, no satisfaction. So that was it. I just decided at that point there was really no diagnosis I could do. I was frustrated, and I said, fuck it. I'm going to replace every damn terminal. I'm going to replace every damn wire. I'm going to consult the owner's manual for the wiring. and I'm just going to replace any wire, any terminal, any connector that could have anything to do with the throttle in any way, and just cross my fingers, pray, and hope it fixes the problem, because after that, I mean, there's nothing left. So let's see. All right, so I'll let that lead up to this connector here before I say goodbye. This is a Delphi 72 pin, very fancy connector, very small, tight tolerances, made to fit into extremely small areas, so it was perfect for Harley. GM made it, I think the first thing they made it for was the transmission on a Corvette, and they started putting it on other things, but it was a Highline thing. The interesting thing about this piece, whether that's good or bad, is that there is a thick silicone pad in here that the wires run through, and it's done that way to help even better with keeping the elements out, keeping everything dry and in good shape. The downside of it is that they recommend that after you've pulled the wires in and out of it 2 or 3 times, that you've disrupted that bed of silicone and you just need to replace the connector. So the connector isn't cheap, and they want it replaced, well, too often, all things considered. So, well, all right, so it's a good connector. I'll say the rest in the next video. There is something else relating to that I'm going to have to go into, but next will be the parts. So I'll see you soon.